Ant's News Video, Jan to Feb 2025. Welcome to January-February edition of Ant's News Video. A great deal of good is done in different parts of the world, serving the needy youth, keeping alive the charism of Don Bosco. We invite you to take a glance at some of the interesting events. RMG Vatican. The funeral of Cardinal Angelo Amato in St. Peter's Basilica. Cardinal Angelo Amato, a devoted Salesian and theologian, passed away on the 31st of December 2024 at age 86. Born in Molfetta, Italy, he served the Church and the congregation through teaching, theological leadership, and promoting sainthood causes. His funeral took place on the 2nd of January at St. Peter's Basilica, led by Cardinal Giovanni Battista Re, with Pope Francis offering final prayers. RMG, Salesian Family Spirituality Days. From 16th to 19th January 2025, Valdoco, Turin, welcomed over 370 members of the Salesian family from around the world for the 43rd Salesian Family Spirituality Days. With the theme Anchored in Hope, Pilgrims with Young People, the gathering offered 4 days of reflection, prayer and fraternity inspired by the 2025 Strenna and the Jubilee Year of Hope. Highlights included pilgrimages, missionary workshops, vibrant youth testimonies, and insightful sharing. RMG GC29. The 29th General Chapter commenced on the 16th of February 2025 in Valdoco, Turin. With 227 capitulars, Salesians gathered under the theme Passionate about Jesus Christ, dedicated to the young. The 55 days of discernment, reflection, prayer, and listening will eventually bring the long-awaited fruits for the congregation. Africa, Madagascar. Rwanda, Strenna Festival. On the 1st of January 2025, the Salesian family of the Africa Great Lakes Vice Province gathered in Kigali, Rwanda for the Strenna Festival. The celebration included Mass, followed by the Strenna presentation, cultural performances, group introductions, a festive meal, and a final blessing to conclude the day. South Sudan, Regional Meeting of the Salesian Youth Movement. From 16th to 19th January 2025, 110 young leaders of the Salesian Youth Movement in South Sudan gathered at the Tonj Mission for a regional meeting. The event featured prayer, workshops, discussions on faith and leadership, and concluded with Mass. Togo, presentation of the Strenna to the Salesian family. On 26th January 2025, the Salesian family in Lomé, Togo, gathered at the Salesian post-novitiate for the Strenna presentation, animated by Sister Leslie Sandigo Ortega, FMA, General Counselor for the Salesian family. Burundi, Youth Jubilee of Salesian Works in Burundi. From 7th to 9th February 2025, over 250 young people from Salesian Works across Burundi gathered at the City of Youth of Don Bosco in Buturere for the Youth Jubilee. The event featured reflections, fellowship, and concluded with a solemn mass, sending the participants forth as missionaries of hope. Tunisia, Salesian Youth Day. On 7th February 2025, over 90 young people from Salesian oratories in Tunisia gathered at the Menzel Bourguiba for Salesian Youth Day. The event featured games, performances, and group discussions on hope, creating a joyful space of unity, friendship, and commitment. America South Cone. Brazil, Youth Vigil at the Don Bosco Shrine in Brasilia. Over 1,000 young people gathered at the Don Bosco Shrine in Brasilia from 18th to 19th January 2025 for the second Youth Vigil. Organized by the Salesian Missionary Youth, the event offered a night of prayer, reflection, and joy. Brazil, Salesian Missionary Action Week. From 4th to 12th January 2025, 400 young people from the Salesian Missionary Animation Group carried out a week of missionary action in 7 cities across the province of Sao Paulo. Through visits, prayers, and activities, they shared the Salesian spirit and deepened their commitment to serve. 15th Youth Retreat in the province of South Argentina. From the 1st to the 4th of February 2025, the 15th Youth Retreat of the South Argentina province gathered 134 young people and 80 leaders in Junín de los Andes. The retreat featured reflections, pilgrimages, community celebrations, and the commissioning of new volunteers for the year's missionary service. East Asia, Oceania. Thailand, a youth football competition for National Children's Day. On 11th January 2025, the Church of St. Joseph, Tham Sing in Chumphon, Thailand, hosted its first youth football competition for National Children's Day. With 20 teams from nearby villages, the event promoted healthy recreation, teamwork, and drug prevention. Hong Kong, Salesian Day 2025 celebrated. On 4th February 2025, Salesian Day 2025 was celebrated in Hong Kong, led by Father Domingos Leong, Provincial of China. The event included prayer, reflection, the blessing of newly renovated offices, and moments of fraternity, games, and thanksgiving for the benefactors who supported the renovations. Japan. Opening of the centenary celebrations of the Salesians in Japan. On 8th February 2025, the Salesian family in Japan gathered at Chofu Catholic Church to open the centenary celebrations of the Salesians' presence in the country. The day included the perpetual profession of Brother Ryosaku Tsutsumi, cultural performances and reflections. Pakistan, 25 years of Salesian presence in Lahore. On 31st January 2025, the Salesians in Pakistan celebrated 25 years of service in Lahore, coinciding with the feast of Saint Don Bosco. The event, attended by church leaders and guests, also included a book launch on Akash Bashir. Myanmar, Srena presentation to the Salesian family. The Salesian family of Myanmar gathered on 9th February 2025 in Anisakan for the Srena 2025 presentation. With over 110 participants, the day featured prayers, a documentary by the Don Bosco media team, group discussions and reflections. South Asia, Tirupatur, SimFest 2024. The South Asia SimFest 2024, held from 29th December to the 1st of January, lit up Tirupatur, India, uniting 2,000 young people from across India, Bangladesh, Nepal and Sri Lanka, with inspiring talks, creative performances and moments of prayer and celebration. The fest empowered youth to lead with courage, spread hope, and become agents of change in today's world. Bangalore, Skill Connect Convention. On 17th and 18th January 2025, Don Bosco Tech hosted the National Skill Connect Convention in Bangalore, bringing together leaders from Salesian provinces and Don Bosco Tech Society. The event focused on strengthening collaboration and improving vocational training with a shared commitment. Shillong, Mary Help of Christians Parish and Don Bosco Center inaugurated. On 26th January 2025, the Salesian province of Shillong inaugurated the Mary Help of Christians Parish and Don Bosco Center in Patharkhandi, Assam. With over 2,000 people attending, the celebration included a solemn mass, cultural performances, and the installation of the first parish priest. Mumbai, Altar Boys Rally. On 2nd February 2025, Don Bosco Youth Services Mumbai hosted an Altar Boys Rally at Don Bosco High School, Matunga, with 150 participants. Centered on the theme, "You Are My Hope, Lord." The day featured talks, performances, games and mass. Chennai, Luch Shrine celebrates 125 years. From 31st January to 11th February 2025, Lute Shrine Perambur in Chennai joyfully marked its 125th anniversary with 11 days of celebrations, featuring solemn masses, grand processions, and vibrant gatherings. The event honored the shrine's legacy as a center of Marian devotion and faith-filled community. Inter-America. USA. Salesian solidarity to the victims of Los Angeles fires. Since early January 2025, Salesian schools and communities in Los Angeles have supported wildfire victims through donations, emergency aid, and care for displaced families and firefighters, showing solidarity and prayer. Panama. First session of the Salesian Youth Movement leaders. On 11th January 2025, the Salesian Youth Movement in Panama launched the first session of its Leaders School at the Basilica of Don Bosco, focusing on teamwork, leadership skills, and Salesian values to prepare young leaders to accompany and guide youth in their faith journey. Mexico, Campo Bosco. On 11th and 12th January 2025, 195 young people gathered at the Casa del Hombre Nuevo in Tlaxcala, Mexico for Campo Bosco 2025. Despite cold weather and an earthquake, the event focused on hope, faith, and fellowship. Dominican Republic, 90 years of Salesian presence in the country. On the 24th January 2025, the Salesians of the Antilles launched the 90th anniversary celebrations of their mission in the Dominican Republic with a special Mass, marking 9 decades of education and service to the vulnerable youth. A year-long celebration is planned. Mexico. SIM meeting for the Salesian province of Guadalajara. The first SIM gathering for children in the Salesian province of Guadalajara took place from 10th to 12th January 2025 in San Luis Potosi. With over 50 children, families, and leaders, the weekend blended fun, learning, and faith. Ecuador. Photographic exhibition at the Salesian Polytechnic University. In January 2025, the Salesian Polytechnic University in Quito, Ecuador, inaugurated the photographic exhibition, Like Don Bosco, Missionaries of Hope. Highlighting 135 years of Salesian work, the display showcases transformative education and outreach, celebrating Don Bosco's lasting impact in Ecuador. Venezuela. 70th anniversary of Don Bosco Oratory in Caracas. Venezuela's Don Bosco Oratory Youth Center in Caracas launched its 70th anniversary celebrations on the 1st of February 2025. With over 1,200 youth involved in sports and formation programs, the event highlighted the center's lasting impact, coinciding with the Jubilee year and the 150th anniversary of the first Salesian missionary expedition. Haiti. 75th anniversary of the Salesian presence in Pétionville. On 31st January 2025, the Salesian community of Pétionville officially launched its 75th anniversary celebrations with a solemn mass attended by over 2,500 people. The event marked decades of educational and pastoral service, gathering youth, families, and civic leaders to honor the Salesian legacy in Haiti. Mexico. Jubilee pilgrimage of the Salesian family in Guadalajara. In February 2025, around 1,000 members of the Salesian family, including many young people from the Salesian youth movement, participated in a Jubilee pilgrimage in Guadalajara. Starting from the shrine of Our Lady of Guadalupe, the faithful proceeded to the cathedral, passed through the Holy Door, and concluded with a Eucharistic celebration. Central and Northern Europe. Austria. 10th anniversary of the Vienna Formation Community and commemoration of Blessed Titus Zeman. On 10th January, the Vienna Formation Community celebrated its 10th anniversary, honoring Blessed Titus Zeman. The day featured guided tours, a photo exhibition, a festive gathering, and a solemn concluding Eucharistic celebration. Russia. Salesian winter camp for young people in Gatchina. From 3rd to 7th January, the Salesian Oratory in Gatchina organized a winter camp for 41 children aged 8 to 14. The camp featured games, workshops, music, and a secret Santa Claus gift exchange during the celebrations. Malta province celebrates missionaries with the Salesian family. On 26th January, over 500 members of the Salesian family in Malta gathered for a special mass marking the 150th anniversary of Don Bosco's first missionary expedition. The event honored Maltese Salesian missionaries and highlighted the vital role of strong families in fostering vocations and sustaining the Salesian mission. Portugal. Strenna presentation to the Salesian family. On 25th January, over 500 members of the Salesian family gathered at the Paul VI Pastoral Center in Fatima for the presentation of Strenna 2025 by Father Tarcísio Moraes, Provincial of Portugal. The day included Mass, reflection, and the election of the new Provincial Council of Salesian Cooperators. Poland, winter camps of the Blessed Philip Rinaldi Oratory. From 3rd to 7th February, the Blessed Philip Rinaldi Oratory in Sokolov Podlaski hosted winter camps for 100 children. The program included games, trips, films, and creative workshops combined with moments of prayer, promoting friendship, respect, and positive relationships. Slovenia, biennial gathering of youth choirs. On 9th February, the Salesian Shrine of Ljubljana, Rakovnik, hosted the biennial gathering of Slovenian youth choirs. Organized by the Salesian Youth Ministry Office, the event brought together 21 choirs with 280 singers who animated the Mass and premiered the Slovenian version of the Salesian Youth Movement hymn. Mediterranean. Italy, Adolescent Meeting 2025. From 3rd to 5th January, around 140 young people took part in the Salesian Youth Movement's Adolescent Meeting 2025 in Piazza Armerina, Sicily. Guided by the themes Remember, Celebrate, Build, the event marked 50 years of SIM in Sicily. Italy, 100 years of San Cataldo Oratory. On 18th January 2025, exactly 100 years after the foundation of the Salesian work in San Cataldo, Sicily, the local community joyfully celebrated the dedication of the oratory's church. Led by Bishop Mario Russotto, with Salesians, clergy, and civic leaders present, the event marked a century of Salesian mission and youth formation. Spain, meeting of Canary Island SIM oratories and youth centers. On 6th February, around 500 young people and 100 leaders from Salesian houses across the Canary Islands gathered at the FMA San Don Bosco School for a vibrant Salesian youth movement meeting. The event concluded with a Eucharist celebrated by Bishop Jose Mazuelo. Spain, tribute to Spanish Salesian missionaries. On 14th February 2025, Misiones Salesianas paid tribute to nearly 1,300 Spanish Salesian missionaries, highlighting their global impact over 150 years. The event included the presentation of La Aportación Española a las Misiones Salesianas and featured testimonies, reflections, and recognition of their enduring service to young people worldwide. Italy, the Jubilee of Salesian schools and vocational training centers in southern Italy. On 12th February 2025, the Salesian province of southern Italy launched its Jubilee celebrations, bringing together over 600 students from schools and vocational centers across the region. The day featured moments of faith, cultural exploration, and reflection. Spain, Don Bosco 2025. From 7th to 9th February 2025, Don Bosco 2025 brought together more than 350 students from Salesian schools in the Valencian community, Murcia and Aragon. Through moments of reflection, formation and prayer, the youth deepened their faith, celebrated Don Bosco's legacy and shared a meaningful experience of fraternity. Feast of Don Bosco. Across the world, the Salesian family celebrated Don Bosco's Feast 2025 with joy, faith and gratitude, renewing his mission of hope for the young. The Salesians in Wau, South Sudan, celebrated Don Bosco's feast with Mass, marriages, new Salesian cooperators and the launch of ADMA. The province of Shillong, India, celebrated Don Bosco's feast with the Kasur Kainod S3 Grand Finale, honoring youth talent, media contributors, and launching the Kasi Bible app. The Salesian family in Rakovnik, Ljubljana, celebrated Don Bosco's feast with Mass and youth-led liturgy. Over 200 people gathered at the Salesianum in Vienna to celebrate Don Bosco's feast with a solemn Eucharistic celebration. Zapote's Don Bosco Institute celebrated Don Bosco's feast with a joyful procession, Mass, choir performances, games, and a parish gathering. In Valdoco, Turin, the Feast of Don Bosco 2025 gathered thousands from 30th January to the 1st of February with masses, vigils, concerts and youth celebrations. The Basilica of the Sacred Heart in Rome celebrated the Feast of Don Bosco with a solemn Mass presided over by Cardinal Giuseppe Versaldi. On the 1st of February 2025, the Don Bosco nel Mondo Foundation gathered benefactors, diplomats and Salesians in Rome to celebrate Don Bosco's feast. That's all we have for you in this January-February edition of ANTS News Video. Stay tuned for more updates on ANTS and see you soon in the next edition. Thank you.